Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm continuing with the LEGO AT-AT set build, starting box number 3, instruction manual number 3. So as you can see from the cover of the instruction manual, it's going to be the main body without any of the paneling, just the body. Now this instruction manual is quite thick, a lot thicker than the previous two, so there's probably a lot less repetition in here. In the previous 4 videos, this is what we accomplished. Look at the size of this thing. So obviously we're going to be starting to build up top here. Let's get started. Now, the one thing that was in box number 3 is a sticker sheet. Most of the stickers, as you can see, are just the typical Imperial paneling, and then there's a sticker showing just like the place card for the AT-AT. Let's get going and see how this goes. Not too surprising, there's a decent amount of Technic pins. There's the base of the frame. The next step is to start putting some panels on this, so I just wanted to show the skeleton of the frame. Flip this over. Big panel. Squish that in, flip it over again. Interesting, we have some turntables and ball joints. Well, I'm not sure why this is on a turntable, because with the ball joint attached, it can't really move. It can move ever so slightly, but not enough that I think it would be significant at all. Maybe that tiny wobble is actually needed? Well, whatever they do, they go right here. These orange pins don't quite get put all the way through yet. Obviously they will attach to something later. Now the build's starting to get a little bit more interesting. A lot of repeatable assemblies here. 20 of these. I wonder if any of that's going to be visible, or if that's just a way to vastly increase the part count in the set. Some big hinges. There's the hinge, opens to the inside. Another couple of these limited movement turntables. So you got 2 of them back here and 2 of them up front. So now some big panels to cover all this up. What's the alignment here? Right flush with the end of this brick. These big doors with claw hooks on it go into these hinge parts here. Do these go down or do they stay up? I'm not sure. Leave them up for now. Another big panel. There's the assembly. I think it goes right here. If that row of studs is exposed. Now one for this side. These Technic beams go over the inside row of Technic pins. Well, that one didn't go. So now these 2 assemblies are firmly attached to the lower frame. And the rest of these parts just cover this up. That small bit of orange brick is showing, which means I put that orange brick in the wrong spot. Should be back one, like that. Now it's covered up. So that is the end of bag number 8. Some interesting things going on here in this frame. There are still attachment points underneath here with these Technic pins. Put some detail on the side. Pretty sure that's going to be visible. I don't know why they would go through the effort of doing all those parts like that if it wasn't going to be visible. And then what looks like to be the lower level of the inside of the carrier. So we'll just get right into bag number 9, which will continue to build off of this. Looks like about the same number of parts in bag 9 as there was in bag 8. Start off with the sub-assembly. There's a lot more of these light brown round bricks. It must be detail. That assembly is going to attach to this hinge brick here, just like that. Oh, okay. So remember that ball joint? So this will sit in there, and it's difficult to tell if that little bit of the hinge movement is needed. I mean, it does move ever so slightly to fit that ball joint. So I'm going to say that tiny bit of movement was needed. Fits together quite well, that transition. Same thing for this side. Our first 2 stickers. I like the way the sticker looks, but I don't like the sticker. These panels are quite iconic to the Star Wars Imperial theme. We've got side-facing studs here. These will get attached, kind of offset like this. And this piece goes right here. Flip this around. Big sticker. More paneling. Think that's okay? Oh, there's 2 of these. It would have been really awesome if these are printed. Now this will go flush with this brick here. Does it go to the top or to the bottom here? To the bottom. Looks pretty good. Okay, some Technic pins on the outside here. Sub-assembly time. That assembly looks pretty cool. Goes right here. Another assembly. Another of these turntables with ball joints. Bring this back. This assembly will sit on top here. So this is the start of the second level then. A little bit of side detail. Another side assembly with a ball joint. Another hinge down here. Gets attached. And then rotated into that turntable with a ball socket on the bottom there. Another sticker. This is the same as the other 2 big stickers, except for there's no control panel in the middle. How does that get attached? Think I'm in the right spot? Am I missing a part there? I was doing so good. So I tried putting this panel on and it just wouldn't fit. I'm like, why is this not fitting? And if you look in here, this row of yellow side-facing studs, see how it goes white, gray, and then the side-facing stud? I'm missing a gray brick, which would move one of the yellow side-facing stud bricks up 1. Can I just pull that off? I should be able to. Oh, good. So that whole top part just comes off. Pop that out. And this one brick is causing me grief. Now this can all sit back on top. Now this panel fits perfectly and with no trouble. There's always a mistake somewhere. We got a bunch of chairs here now. They're going to sit in here. One there. So this side we put some side detail here. We got their seats put in, a nice panel on the inside. All of that detail has to get replicated on this side. All right, that's the end of bag number 9. Looks like we have our first level constructed. We have seats on the back for 8 stormtroopers. We've got a lot of nice detail here on the front with these stickers mimicking lit panels. And it's symmetrical without being repetitive, if that makes any sense. And this is just the first level. So next up is bag number 10, which will start the second level and add a lot more seats. Also has a few minifigs. Looks like a good mix of large and small parts in bag number 10. First thing though, there are 3 minifigs. So our first 3 stormtroopers. Now their exterior detail, the uniform, is all identical. The only difference between these 3 stormtroopers is when you take their helmets off, they have different expressions on their faces. I'm going to move this off to the side because what we're going to build is one giant frame that's going to sit on top of all of this. Okay, there's the guts of the frame. This middle piece here can rotate. These go into these side-facing studs here. And these pins go through. Not sure what these are doing, because the pin just goes right through. Now to cover this up, this must be where all the seats go. This was pretty repetitive up here. I'll flip this over, and this does get raised up. A couple more of these detailed side panels. This assembly sits right in here. Well, that's the frame. Now to install it into the main assembly. Bring this back, turn this around. Okay, so this will go into this slot right here. Okay, if you remember way back at the beginning, there's these orange pegs underneath here. They're going to attach to the bottom of this. Sure everything's seated. A little difficult when you're crossing so many different parts. Now to push in these pins. This one's being difficult. There we go. And now these hatches can be lowered to close that in. That's kind of a clever way to do that. Now for some seat assemblies. A couple hinges stacked on top of each other. Four chairs. And there's one seat assembly. This hinge goes into this pocket here. Now it should go into this ball joint. I'm not going to rotate and connect it yet because the instructions don't say to do so, so I'm going to leave it open for now. We'll do the seat bank on this side first. This construction was identical, but just a mirror image. I'm going to add these wing plates, cover that joint, and now these can be rotated in and connected to these very restrained ball joints in there. Looks pretty good. Be a little bit careful pushing here because there's nothing holding this up. Nothing left but 22 chairs. That's the end of bag number 10. Doesn't that look awesome? I wish they gave enough minifigs to go in all of these seats. So far there's 38 seats and I've only got 3 minifigs. Still, this looks great. In box number 2 there are 3 bags of parts left to go, 11, 12, and 13. 11 is going to be sort of the neck section that goes on over here, and then 12 and 13 will build the frame to go around this so that the side panels can go on. I think I'm going to make that its own video. So this is a good stopping point for today. I'm really enjoying this build. There's some repetition, yes, but not so much that it's monotonous. And there's a lot more exposed detail because the inside of all of this is going to be visible. So it's full of detail, whether it's the stickers or even just the metal grate panels. And then of course all the chairs. Everything just looks great. Well, what do you think of the set so far? Please let me know in the comments. I'm going to bring some of my stormtroopers over, put them in the seats. Boy, I can't wait to have this whole thing assembled. So that's it for this week. Next time we'll continue this build starting with bag number 11. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.